to the first Sports Zone of the semester. I'm your host, John Phillips, and I'm joined by Bowie Devlin and Elias Freeman. We figured we'd start it off with a big topic, the Super Bowl. And Bowie, I know you want to talk already, so I'm just going to let you cook a little bit. Talk about your Seahawks winning it all.
Kenneth Walker. That is the whole name of the game. He was dominant on Sunday. I mean, he literally, every single snap when he got the ball, he would walk to the line of scrimmage, wait for the gap to open in the offensive line, and just burst straight through. I mean, that's how smart he is of a running back, to just wait for that gap to open and just take it. I mean, it takes so much effort to do that.
How hard is it to be an analyst right now and not just be screaming with excitement saying, thank God we won?
It's been 11 years since I've seen them get to the Super Bowl. I mean, it took long enough, all those bad Pete Carroll years, all the doubting, all the Geno Smith years. Thank God he's gone. And, Sam Darnold is the answer, and I think this Hawks team is going to be in this same spot for many years to come.
I mean, Sam Darnold wasn't that great. He was fine last night. He didn't have that many turnovers, but a quarterback that wasn't fine, we have to talk about him. Drake May, his struggles continued. I mean, Eli, what's up with Drake May this postseason?
Listen, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think Drake May is a fine quarterback. I think they put a little bit too much stock in him. This is the first time this is essentially the first time he's facing a real team. Their schedule this season, I mean, come on. Just not the schedule that gets you to the Super Bowl or gets you to a Super Bowl win. That kind of schedule doesn't get you the Lombardi. And, I mean, 6 sacks. 6 sacks. That's brutal. You got to find a way to get the ball. You got to find a way to get the ball down the field, out of your hands. You got to be able to make plays as a quarterback. That's your job. And I just saw a ton of weakness from him in this game.
Yeah, the sacks were really rough, but Bowie, what do you think? Were those sacks more on Drake May or maybe Will Campbell at the left tackle? He struggled last night, or struggled on Sunday too. What do you think?
I think it was a mix of both. I mean, Will Campbell looked like he was playing with his helmet backwards. So, I mean, he was not doing what he did all year. And I think Drake May, he doesn't have enough experience to know when to, start pre-firing the rollout. Like, if he sees them bursting right past, he should be able to roll out and try and make a play. And it also didn't help that his receivers were dropping just wide open passes. I mean, there was at least 7 drops that I counted from them that really cost them, maybe making that drive go down the field.
Yeah, I was already worried about the Patriots receivers getting separation against Devin Witherspoon and Tariq Woolen, and that worry was true. And then also they dropped all those passes. I mean, it was really just a terrible game overall, right, Eli?
Yeah, and I think we see this trend in recent years of quarterbacks having this early success and then just kind of dropping the ball literally and figuratively later on. And I feel like it's a sad trend, but I think it's something we'll see repeated with May. Like I said, I think getting sacked 6 times is the most important game of your career. I understand you aren't getting the most support from your linemen, but come on.
And it wasn't even just the Super Bowl game. I mean, we saw that in the Super Bowl,
Yep.
The conference championship game, the division round. I mean, it felt like every single round it was a performance that we hadn't seen in the regular season from Drake May.
Yep.
But let's talk about the best performers in that game. We talked a little bit about Kenneth Walker. He was elite. Was he the Super Bowl MVP in your guys' eyes?
Call me crazy. I think Jason Myers deserves a shout out. I mean, the dude had 17 points and he made every single kick look like a chip shot. I mean, he scored over half the points. I think he was obviously the biggest factor in the start of the game, and he was just Mr. Consistent.
And with how good Jason Myers was, you could make an argument he wasn't even the most deserving special teams player of MVP on the Seahawks. I mean, Michael Dixon, he had one of the best punting performances I've seen in the Super Bowl in general.
Aussie.
The special teams was amazing. Eli, Kenneth Walker, your MVP too?
Kenneth Walker is my MVP, but I think it was the game of special teams, really. Just so solid all around, and really the reason that pushed him to that winning slate. You gotta give credit to the special teams, I think.
That's fair. I think both of them deserve credit, but I watched that game, and I feel like it's super tough not to give a defensive player MVP. I mean, the Seahawks defense really they controlled the game completely, and for me, I think it has to be Devin Witherspoon. He had 1 sack in the stat sheet. We all know he had 2 sacks. That strip sack was a sack. He forced the turnover that scored a touchdown. I mean, the entire defense really was the MVP for being real, but for me, Devin Witherspoon stood out the most. Who stood out on the defense for you guys?
I think it's got to be Nwosu. I mean, he had the interception, but it was technically a fumble.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
I still think Nwosu was definitely just one of the keyest factors in that game, and I think, he's going to continue that. He won't be stopping anytime soon.
That's fair, and I think the fact that someone like Uchenna Nwosu was a star in the Super Bowl, I think we have to give a lot of credit to Mike Macdonald. I mean, year 2, and he has this defense playing at historic levels. I mean, what do you think of Mike Macdonald's job this year?
I mean, you got to give him his flowers. Like, pushing this team to a Super Bowl, watching this team play, it's clear that their locker room is just solid. And I think one of the most important things in any sport is the relationship between a coach and their locker room. You got to have that trust. You got to have that work putting in, and I think he's mastered it.
That's fair, Bowie. This is the 3rd youngest head coach to ever win the Super Bowl. I mean, and the other names on that list, Bill Belichick and Chuck Noll, 2 Hall of Fame coaches. Do you think that Mike Macdonald is on that same trajectory, maybe?
If he keeps it up, I mean, he had this defense in Baltimore a few years ago, 2024. They were top 5 in nearly every category, and he did the same thing and messed around, won a Super Bowl. So, it's literally just coming down to just the key pieces that he needed that were different in Seattle than Baltimore, and I think he found it.
That's fair. Do you think he's the best coach in the league already, Eli?
I mean, this season, I would say, yeah. Just looking at the Seahawks' performance this season, and this game especially, watching how solid their special teams are, they aren't relying on just one key unit to make these plays, win these games.
I think something super impressive that isn't being talked about enough. I mean, Sam Darnold was good this season in this postseason, but it's Sam Darnold. This is a guy on his 5th team in the NFL. This is a bust. He was written off completely, and a defensive head coach won the Super Bowl with him. I mean, that's a pretty crazy feat, I feel like. Do you think that this is going to see a little bit of a devaluation of quarterbacks? Do you think that maybe we could see defenses prioritized over that quarterback position?
I still don't think that defenses are going to be like, I mean, with the Seahawks, that's kind of their whole mojo as a franchise, to be more of a defensive team. But I think QBs still take the cake in when it comes to leading a team. I mean, Sam Darnold, we got to go back to that NFC Championship game. He had the best game of his career, and everybody was like, oh, he's going to crumble again. Oh, he's going to do this. Oh, he's going to do that. Oh, every time he plays around. No, he didn't. He performed, and he got the ball out when he needed to, and that is what makes him different from all the quarterbacks that he's beaten.
And that's what makes him a Super Bowl champion. I mean, just like the rest of the Seahawks. But that is all the time we have for this blog. Next blog, we will be talking about UNT football and signing day. Join me after this commercial message.
Are you tired of seeing the same old city? You want to learn something and go overseas? Then study abroad with one of many UNT Study Abroad programs. You can find a Study Abroad office right here at Markey Hall, room 145.
My study abroad program left on me a great impression. We have a lot of different programs and it varies. We have faculty-led, affiliate, and exchange programs. When you're ready to leave for your study abroad program from UNT, you're gonna go through the Canvas, you're gonna go through pre-departure, orientation, and modules.
The power to turn the world into your classroom is right here at UNT with our study abroad programs. Take flight and take in charge of your education.
There's no harm in wanting to have fun while in college, but it's easy to lose track of how much you've had. Apps like Drink Control and Alkadroid can help keep track of your consumption and blood alcohol levels. If you or someone else does drink too much, the signs of alcohol poisoning are as follows: pale skin, vomiting, confusion, low body temperatures, irregular breathing, blacking out, and is hard to wake up or cannot be woken up.
Dude, are you okay? Hey, what's wrong? Wake up.
It's an exciting time of year, but it's important to be responsible. If you suspect someone is suffering from alcohol poisoning, get help immediately. You will not get in trouble for seeking help if you are underage. For more info and resources, go to UNT's Division of Student Affairs.
Hey. Oh, hey. What's up? Nothing much. I'm really bored. I feel like there's nothing to do.
Are you kidding? The MRTS picture show is happening.
The MRTS what?
Come with me.
Okay.
It's a series of free film screenings right here on campus. And there's free popcorn.
Nice. Thank you.
Welcome back to SportsZone. I'm joined by Beth Spicer and Cooper Lyday as we talk about UNT's offseason as a whole. I mean, it was a big one. Eric Morris led us to our best season in maybe program history, and then tore it all away and left Oklahoma State, leaving us heartbroken. I mean, how do you guys feel about that?
I mean, it's so hard, especially because I don't like Oklahoma State to begin with, so it was even worse for me because I didn't want them to go. And then we had, what, 15 players go to Oklahoma State?
17 at the end. I mean,
Okay, yeah, it was a lot.
basically a whole starting lineup.
It was, I mean, I'm glad that we made it through playing in the New Mexico Bowl, so I'm glad we got to at least that point as our team, but then like the day after it was like, I'm transferring, and it's just hard to see all your players go, especially when it's like, oh, we finally have something good in program history, but the American Conference is not what it offers to those players, especially to Mestamaker.
Yeah, it's definitely bittersweet for the fans because like you're happy after he gave you such a good season. He's going to go do bigger and better things. However, he took like basically our whole roster. We're starting from ground zero now. It's like, it's tough. It's basically a new team.
Yeah, I would say is a new team. I mean, I think we returned maybe 1 or 2 people who was on the 2 deep last semester. I mean, it's crazy. But we hired Coach Neil Brown, former West Virginia head coach, Troy head coach. He's pretty successful at both those stops. I'd say West Virginia a little bit less so. How do you guys feel about the hire, Cooper?
Honestly, I think it's pretty good. You know, he's a proven talent in like smaller teams. When he turned around Troy, when he gave him a 10-win season, although West Virginia didn't go amazing, he is bringing that Power 4 experience to UNT. So hopefully he can use that and hopefully develop all this like new talent that he's experienced.
How do you feel about stylistically Neil Brown? Because Eric Morris, you know, he had the air raid, he had the explosive passing offense, but Neil Brown a little bit more based in the running game, based more in the power. How do you feel about the switch and the philosophy?
Well, after seeing our game against Tulane, I'm not mad about switching to the running game, especially in the rain because that got us when we played Tulane. So I'm okay. I think that it's good for UNT to switch up our style. Obviously, you don't want your team to be the exact same year after year after year. And so I think switching up our style, especially after coming off such a big win, maybe is what we need because we don't have any of the people that we had that were playing this long air game. So maybe the running game is what we need with all these new people. So even though maybe it's not the most conventional, it's what we normally see in football nowadays with a lot of passing.
Explosive offenses.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm excited to see what he does. I think I'm just more excited to see what happens with this team considering we are left with nothing from last season. So anything new, I'm excited.
And when you're left with nothing, you have to rebuild. You have to add a lot of pieces, and we added a lot. And I think in the running game is where we added some of our most interesting transfers. I mean, Jaheim White is the name I want to talk about. 1,000 yards at West Virginia, Big 12 running back with 1,000 yards, and he's coming to little old UNT in Denton. I mean, Cooper, what type of season do you think he could have in the American Conference?
I'm really intrigued about Jaheim White, and like especially now that he's reuniting with Neil Brown. Hopefully that connection helps him and just helps him go off. So I'm excited.
Is there anyone else in the transfer portal that interests you, that we got?
So one of them is Taven Jackson from UCF. I'm definitely interested in how that's going to work and how experience is going to do with the QB battle. But also,
who do you think wins that QB battle? Because we have Taven Jackson, Power 4 experience, but then we have Chris Jimerson, highly touted freshman. I think the highest quarterback recruit that we've ever got in our history. I mean, do you think that we go with the youth, or does the experience win out in the end?
Honestly, I'd really like Chris Jimerson, but I think Taven Jackson, at least this year, is going to win the QB battle.
See, I'm the opposite. I want youth. I want youth to win. I want us to have that young player come up, especially that we're rebuilding this whole program. Why not start from ground zero? I mean, it's going to suck, going from super great football that we're winning all these games. But I think that it also offers a chance that it's like, okay, here he is. He's going to step up. Or he goes back to quarterback. He's our second string, and he's like a Mestamaker who's just sitting there waiting, and then he somehow explodes, and then he moves. So I hope he doesn't move away, though.
I definitely get the youth, angle. I do want the youth, but I think Taven Jackson, with his size and his speed, I think him and Jaheim White in the backfield, it could be a really deadly duo, I think. But moving on, we just had signing day this other week. I know, Beth, you went there.
Yes,
Tell us a little bit about that. How was the signing day experience for UNT?
So it was really good for them. We signed 7, I think, out of high school, and so our coach is very excited. He's very excited to see what we can do with all these high school people, and he's just I don't know, he's really happy that a lot of them are from Texas, all of them from Texas, and he wants to keep the program running here within Texas, to keep it here at home. Obviously, this is to say, like, if someone really good is from out of state, it's not meaning that we're not going to take them, but that we want to source a lot of our talent from right here, especially in the DFW area. And so I think that speaks a lot to being like, we want to build our program at home, and I think that also helps people not transfer out because they're home. I mean, you know, when you take the chance, or you can live 20 minutes from your house.
How do you feel about us taking a more Texas-based approach in our recruiting?
Hey, I mean, Texas does have the best high school football, so.
Cool. Gonna get some people mad out there with that, but
And
I think I agree.
They're definitely bringing people close to home. That definitely probably helps with part of it. And however, some of the players I'm interested in.
Yeah, who interested you most, Cooper, in this
Honestly,
class?
I'm interested in two, Case and Applewhite, defensive lineman 3-star, and also DeAndre Williams. He's a dual threat quarterback, and also it brings a big question about the QBs within the next couple of years. I'm interested in how he's going to play and if he can truly develop into it.
He's a little bit small, I think, for quarterback. I think he's listed at 5'10", maybe, which you don't love to see. But I know with the dual threat capabilities he brings, he had like over 1,000 rushing yards last year in high school. I'm really interested to see what that is. Beth, who interested you the most in the class?
I'm interested in Darius Singletary because he played on both sides of the field, and I think that brings a lot to a college team. Obviously, you're probably not going to play both sides of the field up here, but I think it also gives our team some chances that, you know, maybe we need to work on offense, so we don't need him that game to be over there. Maybe we need to put him on defense for the game. So I think it also helps to have like more talent on our team that can go both ways, especially with practice coming up in this spring season, that it's working out that he can help on both sides. And also that means if he gets really good at both, it's great if injuries happen.
Could we have our own Travis Hunter brewing in UNT? You know?
I'm just saying.
You never know. For me, I think Darian Nettles is someone who really interests me. He's a smaller running back for sure, 5'8", I think. I don't think he was even a 3-star. I think he was a 2-star. Most of our class was 3-stars, but he put up, I think, 1,800 yards in his last year in 5A competition. Really impressive. And I think Darian Nettles could add something in this running back room with Colin Page, with Jaheim White, where he could add a different dynamic to the team. But we've talked about the transfers. We've talked about the high schoolers. Let's talk about next season. I mean, how do you guys feel about this team going into next season?
I'm feeling high hopes-ish. I'm not obviously thinking that we're going to do what we did last season. That's not how it works when you rebuild, obviously. But I'm also thinking that having the support of having last football season, to having more people show up to football games, to having more excitement behind the games. That is to say, if they lose by a lot of times, they might not have it anymore. But I am saying that I think it makes people more excited about UNT football. We have people in the community who want to come out and see UNT football now because they want to come see because they're like, oh hey, we're having all this, and especially keeping a lot of our high school transfers in the DFW area. We have their families, we have their friends who would want to come see them, and so I think that helps a lot build this community around our football team that was lacking before last season, and it was lacking before like halfway through the season last year. Like until we really went like
nuclear
3-0, people were like, oh, we have a football team. So I think I'm really excited just because I think it's a really fun time to rebuild, and I think it's really cool to just, I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be less fun than last year, that's for sure. But I don't know if that means it's going to be worse or awful. I just think it means it's different.
Speaking of rebuild, I mean, kind of the entire conference is rebuilding at this point. USF, Memphis, they all hire new head coaches. What do you think about the American going forward?
I don't know. It's definitely just like we're all starting from ground zero at this point. So I definitely think that the American Conference title will be up in the air, especially now. Yeah, like for USF leaving for Auburn.
Really, every team is in that same state of flux that we were in. But that is all the time we have for this block. Next block, we will be talking UNT women's basketball. Join me after these commercial messages.
There's no harm in wanting to have fun while in college, but it's easy to lose track of how much you've had. Apps like Drink Control and Alkadroid can help keep track of your consumption and blood alcohol levels. If you or someone else does drink too much, the signs of alcohol poisoning are as follows: pale skin, vomiting, confusion, low body temperatures, irregular breathing, blacking out, and is hard to wake up or cannot be woken up.
Dude, are you okay? Hey, what's wrong? Wake up.
It's an exciting time of year, but it's important to be responsible. If you suspect someone is suffering from alcohol poisoning, get help immediately. You will not get in trouble for seeking help if you are underage. For more info and resources, go to UNT's Division of Student Affairs.
I use Flex to buy my favorite snacks.
I use Flex to get me through my mornings.
I use Flex at my favorite campus restaurants. I love how Flex is a cashless payment method and can be used at all campus dining venues.
So, how do you use Flex?
Are you tired of seeing the same old city? You want to learn something and go overseas? then study abroad with one of many UNT Study Abroad programs. You can find a Study Abroad office right here at Markey Hall, room 145.
My study abroad program left on me a great impression. We have a lot of different programs and it varies. We have faculty-led, affiliate, and exchange programs. When you're ready to leave for your study abroad program from UNT, you're gonna go through the Canvas, you're gonna go through pre-departure, orientation, and modules.
The power to turn the world into your classroom is right here at UNT with our study abroad programs. Take flight and take in charge of your education.
Let me read back.
Welcome back to SportsZone. I am joined by Christian Bursich and William Taylor as we talk some UNT women's basketball. And guys, this last game versus Temple, I mean, that comeback, that was the cat's meow, you could say. That comeback was crazy. Walk us through that comeback, guys.
I mean, really, I think it was just another great performance by Megan Nestor. I mean, really, the clutch, the rebounding. I mean, Asia Proctor. We were just talking about it outside. I mean, Asia Proctor, the effort, the shot selection, everything was there. Just wasn't her night. But Megan Nestor,
when you have a Megan Nestor, it doesn't need to be your night.
Right.
Talk about Megan Nestor. I mean, this season she's averaging a double-double. She's leading the college basketball in rebounds and offensive rebounds. I mean, just talk about that some.
Oh, she did phenomenal. I think she had 28 points. She had 13 rebounds. She was doing absolutely incredible last night. I mean, the team around her just needs some training on motion. Well, needs to get the rest of everything in motion. But she's moving. Mm-hmm. She's doing everything this team wants her to do, and she's being everything she needs to be, which is waiting for the other players to step up.
I'm glad that the team recognizes that Megan is the best player on the team because last night, fourth quarter, 13 points for her, 0 points for everyone else. I mean, she completely carried us in that fourth quarter, and it's because Coach Burton has realized that he needs to feed Megan Nestor in the post. But so you said Asia, it wasn't her night. Was anyone else impressing you last night, or was it really just the Megan Nestor show like always?
I think that Andy Schisler impressed me with the three-point shooting. I think that's honestly, I did expect a little bit of a bigger role from her in general throughout the offense, but in the small moments, it's hard to get going whenever you're a rhythm shooter who doesn't get much playing time. So just the nights whenever she does come alive like that, it's always good to see. A 3 for 4 from the three-point line, huge. If you take away one of those threes, it could be a completely different game. So
the three-point shooting in general last night was really good. We were a really efficient team, I felt like. I mean, how did you feel about the team's performance as a whole?
The team did really well despite low numbers, scoring numbers-wise. They shot very efficiently from three. They shot really great from the line. That's also what I was talking about. They committed less turnovers. They had more steals. They did everything they needed to do in order to win this game, in this late comeback, of course.
You talked about the steals, and I do want to talk about that defense because while Megan Nestor's amazing, we held them to 10 points in the fourth quarter. That's a crucial defensive effort. I mean, do you think that is a talent thing, or do you think that is embedded in this team's DNA?
I think that it definitely is a talent thing. I think that given everything we've talked about, how Megan Nestor is all they rely on, we say that, but at the end of the day, the defensive effort is great all around from this team. That's something you can never take away from them. No matter who subs in on the floor, they're giving their all on the defensive end. The only thing that I would like to see this team improve on defensively is blocks. Everyone's going for them, but this team just doesn't seem like they have a surefire anchor. I mean, no one on the team averages a block. It's all just 0.6, 0.4s, and that shows that the effort's there. Like I said, they're going for them, but
we don't have that defensive anchor.
Yes,
we don't have the
that's going to hold us back.
Right.
It is, but I mean, I think that the scheme is kind of what gets us around that because of Coach Jason Burton. Talk about the impact he's had on this program. I mean, we've set records with franchise wins for him. I mean, what does he do for this team?
Oh, he does a lot for this team. He improves our scheme. He incentivizes his teamwork. He incentivizes his team ball. It does allow people not to just work on just one person, but work off everybody. I mean, these last two seasons, he's gone 48-14, which is very impressive. These last 2 years, we have been second in the American Conference, and only really tied for first in these last 2 years in 24 and 25. I think this year is is no different. I think we can make a run. I think it's possible we can get high up in the tournament.
I mean, that run starts with this game against Rice. We play Rice tonight, and they are on a 15-game win streak. But when we played them in Denton in the Super Pit, it was a close game. I mean, do you think that we could turn around the luck and beat Rice in Houston?
Honestly, I'm not too sure. I think that, like we've been talking about, it all comes down to how the team plays around Megan. If Megan comes out and gives her usual effort, puts up 20 points and 13 rebounds like she started to do, and I think that they have a chance to beat anyone. It's just a matter of if the shots are falling, if whenever the guards on the perimeter catch that shot, if they miss it all night, if they're shooting 20% from the three-point line some nights, then I don't think they can win. But like you mentioned earlier, the three-point shooting, they're 32% for the year. I would say that's decent considering like the stretches that they have where players disappear. I mean, overall, whenever it's going good, it's going great. But when it rains, it pours.
Yeah, and like you said with Megan Nestor, I think she gives us a chance to win any game because she might be the best player in the conference. I mean, do you agree? Do you think that Megan Nestor is the best player in the conference?
Oh, absolutely. I think she is the absolute best player in our conference. She's averaging 13 points. She's averaging nearly 14 rebounds. I mean, while playing less than 30 minutes a game. I mean, it's absolutely incredible efficiency. She's doing all this without shooting threes, by the way. Imagine she did this while shooting threes. Imagine what the possibility is. She'd be averaging 20 right now. I believe it.
And offensive rebounds. That's the thing we haven't even talked about. She averages 5 offensive rebounds a game, leads the nation. That type of effort, that's how you win games in March. I'm not even talking about right now. That's how you win them in March. You get those extra possessions and you get those extra chances to score, and Megan Nestor gives you those chances.
Second chances.
Absolutely.
Second chances.
Do you think that we can make a run in the American, William?
I think we can. I think it starts tonight. I think we can beat Rice. I think we commit less turnovers. I mean, if we get more steals, we pass the ball around, and the shots are falling, but if it's not, it's going to be scary hours.
Christian, is there anyone on that Rice team that you think could match up with Megan Nestor? Do they have a key piece to watch out for?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, to be honest, that's what makes this Rice team so scary. Like, we talk about Megan Nestor and we ask if she's the best player in the conference, but the truth is that Rice has 2 or 3 players that are just as talented, and the only reason that they're not putting up these numbers is because they have to share the ball with each other. And I mean, Dominique Ellis, Shelby Hayes, Victoria Flores, all 3 of these players are taking turns being the leading scorer, competing for who's going to score the most points throughout the season. And it's just a matter of who wins the rock, paper, scissors game to be the leading scorer that night, it seems like. I mean, seriously, Shelby Hayes down there, more of a big type, and Dominique and Victoria out there catching, shooting the threes, and they make them. This Rice team is on a 15-game winning streak for a reason, and unless everyone comes out playing the best basketball they've ever played, I don't know if we can beat them twice. If we beat them tonight, it'll make it all the much harder to beat them in the tournament, and vice versa. This team learns and adapts.
That's fair, but I mean, this Rice team, despite its strengths, has some rough losses on the season. They've taken early in the season their 3 losses. They're to not great teams. Do you think that they are prone to slipping up and they've just been on a hot streak?
I think they have been prone to slipping up. I think there have been stretches watching them. They have been prone to slip up, but they've always able to come back and win games and have a steady lead. I think they can. As I said before, they can slip up, but as long as they stick with it, they're able to win games. But we hope for tonight that when the slip-ups do occur, and so we can able to win this game in basketball.
That's fair. And if we do win this game, big if right there, do we become favorites in the American? Taking the top dog down, does that make us the top dog next, or do you think we still have a little bit of way to go before that?
I think we still have a little bit of way to go. I mean, we're only 5th in the American Conference. We still have Rice to beat. We still have all the other teams ahead of us. I mean, we still have a ways to go, but I think this gives us a chance closer to beat them.
Christian, do you think that we'd be top of the American, or do you agree that we still have a little bit of way to go?
I think he described it perfectly. I mean, we become the surefire dark horse of the conference if we win tonight. But to say that we're the favorite is still a little, I don't know. Like, I just don't. This Rice team, one bad slip up. We see the Thunder lose games all the time, but that doesn't mean they're not going to win the championship in June. So, I mean, it's hard to say.
That's fair. But in this American, that's a little bit different than before, where they don't have those traditional powerhouses. I kind of like being the dark horse. I like that little underdog position, but we'll have to see for the rest of the season. Next block, we'll be talking about men's basketball at UNT. Join me after this commercial break.
Oh, hey. What's up?
Nothing much. I'm really bored. I feel like there's nothing to do.
Are you kidding? The MRTS picture show is happening.
The MRTS what?
Come with me.
Okay.
It's a series of free film screenings right here on campus. And there's free popcorn.
Nice. Thank you.
I use Flex to buy my favorite snacks.
I use Flex to get me through my mornings.
I use Flex at my favorite campus restaurants. I love how Flex is a cashless payment method and can be used at all campus dining venues.
So, how do you use Flex?
Welcome back to SportsZone. I am joined by Jeremiah Richards and Miguel Flores. Last block we talked about women's basketball. It is time for men's basketball. Guys, we just blew the doors off of UTSA 81-58. I mean, how'd you guys feel about that game?
I mean, honestly, I was pretty shocked at Dylan Arnett's ability to rebound the ball this game. I mean, I thought, obviously, UTSA being a lower-ranked team in our conference, Dylan Arnett went out there. He put up 14 and 2, dominated the glass, and I think we played a great game, honestly.
Miguel, how'd you feel about the team?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it. It's obviously a big win, especially getting off that 4-game skid. It's nice to see, but it's UTSA, so how happy can you be about it?
I mean, we lost to ECU earlier in the season. You have to be happy about every win at that point. I feel like this isn't a team where you can take the wins for granted, really, sadly. I mean, how this season has kind of gone off track. How do you guys feel about the team at large, you know?
I mean, it's hard to really say. If you look at the last 4 games, we've lost 3 of them by like a handful of points. So it's hard to really, be upset about it, but also you wish for more. And those close wins, it sucks to watch. So I feel hopeful that we could kind of pull through in the end, but as of right now, our performance in the last 4 games, it's disappointing.
That's fair. I mean, how have you felt about Coach Robinson this year and his, disappointing first season?
I mean, I think for the judgment, I think that the judgment Coach Robinson is getting is very unfair. Because Coach Robinson, this is a guy, last year he was at Cleveland State. He had 3 consecutive back-to-back 21 seasons, and in his time at Cleveland State, he was well above 500. So, and then you got to think about it. Last year, we were a pretty good team, but UNT has 0 returning starters this year. So I feel like for him to get the bash he's getting and for him to even be up for consideration of being fired, I think it's crazy.
Yeah, in today's day and age, with NIL and all that, teams don't really give coaches enough time. I mean, do you think that he deserves more time, Miguel?
100%. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day, obviously, and you got to look at it. Yeah, it is easier to build a team and to take them to success, but it's not like we're in the biggest landscape. We're not a Power 4, so it's hard to get there quicker like other teams. I think that he needs more time, and we're being too impatient.
That's fair, but you mentioned that he came over from Cleveland State, had a lot of success there. How have you guys felt about the players he's brought over with him? Jashawn Stevenson has had a great year. How have you guys felt about everyone he's brought with him?
I mean, Jashawn Stevenson has had a great year. I think by far he's easily the best player we have on this team, but obviously we saw guys like McClendon go down earlier in the season who was looking like he was going to be our best player, like UNT's guy. But for him to go down and just lose that leadership, I feel like you got to give Coach Robinson another year. I mean, this guy, he can win. And it's not like we're at a big blue blood school like Duke, Kentucky, like culture takes time to build when it comes to these programs like UNT.
That's fair. I think expectations might have gotten a little bit too high with UNT. You know, we had the McCaslin years, then we go straight into Ross Hodge, and I mean, we beat Purdue less than a decade ago in March Madness. I mean, that gets your head a little bit too big maybe sometimes. It gets you a little bit too ready for change. But we finally got off with this 4-game losing streak. But next game is a big one. We play Memphis. Mm-hmm. First televised game ever taking place in Denton for men's basketball. Can you guys believe that? I mean, this is a big game. How do you guys think we're going to do in this game?
I mean, honestly, John, I want to see the team get out and rebound. Obviously, Memphis is a very well-coached team. They're coached by Penny Hardaway, which is NBA legend. So obviously, and then this Memphis team, they're very defensive-minded. I mean, but as long as we get out and we control the glass, I mean, Memphis' leading rebounder is a 6'4" point guard. So as long as Reese Robinson goes out there, he boxes out. Dylan Arnett, he does his thing, get another 12 rebounds.
I was going to say, we saw Dylan Arnett have a great game versus UTSA.
Okay.
I think we need him to repeat that versus Memphis. Do you agree?
100% I agree. It's always great to have a senior leader go out and play like he did. A double-double is always awesome to watch, and Arnett played well. I think that he's going to need to play well. We're going to need Stevenson to play well against Memphis, and hopefully we get a win in there. That's
fair. I mean, I think that both of them need to play well. Do you think that our offense and our shooting especially has enough juice to beat Memphis, or do you think that we are going to struggle shooting the ball versus them?
I mean, honestly, John, when it comes to the game of basketball, making shots is contagious, especially having home field or home court advantage at UNT. It's going to be very detrimental for UNT us to get our feet in the paint, make the defense collapse, make the extra pass, and just knock down shots. Once everybody's knocking down shots, the shots will fall. Hitting shots is contagious.
We saw that versus UTSA. I mean, the shots were falling, especially for Cole Franklin. That's someone who had maybe his best game of the season in that game, and the game before that had also his best game of the season. I mean, he's getting really hot. And I think if he gets hot versus Memphis again, gets another 20-point game, I think that shot making could be contagious. But for the rest of the season, you know, we play Temple after that. We play Tulsa after that. We play FAU. How do you guys feel we're going to do for the rest of the season? And do you think that this Memphis game kind of determines how we're going to do?
I think it could be a big confidence booster. Obviously, you're coming off, I don't want to say like a late game tune-up, but that's what it was with UTSA. I mean, I have more fingers on my right hand than they have wins this year, so it's hard to talk well about them. But confidence booster, if we could beat Memphis here, I think that could give us a lot of momentum going into the next couple games.
And if we lose Jeremiah, do you think that the confidence craters and we lose a couple games that maybe we aren't expecting to, or do you think that we are a team that can bounce back mentally?
The way I see it, John, is I feel like this game right here against Memphis, it'll be key to our team morale. So if we lose this game, it could, you know, the dominoes could fall. The domino effect could happen. But if we win, this is a good win, honestly, the way I see it.
I completely agree, but even though this UNT team has struggled, we still have a chance to, you know, go into the American tournament, make some noise. Do you think that we could make noise in the American tournament? Do you think we could make a deep run and maybe even flirt with the March Madness bid, or no?
I mean, honestly, John, if we were to make any sort of a run, I want to see the ball get distributed. I want to see Jay-Sean Stevenson get out and run. I want to see our defense grab rebounds, you know, get out, get the ball ahead, make the extra pass. Like I said, making shots is contagious. So, and also when it comes to basketball, it's a heavy game on momentum. So the last game can impact the next. So as long as we can keep this extra stint of the season rolling, I think we'll be just fine.
Completely agree. I mean, do you agree, Miguel?
I agree. If you get hot at the right time, I feel like in any sport, you could go a long way. And I hate to piggyback off Jeremiah, but he made a lot of great points. I think that we just need to stay consistent, distribute the ball well. You need to see what we saw against UTSA, against all these teams. It can't just be, you know, we can't just rely on Jay-Sean the whole time. So I agree.
That's fair. I mean, we can talk about this season and we can talk about potential March bids, but we all know we're probably not going to the tournament. Let's be real. So let's talk about the future. I mean, do you think that under Coach Robinson, do you think we're going to be able to keep Jay-Sean Stevenson and build on this season for next season, or do you think that we might lose these people in the NIL era?
Honestly, John, like I said, Jay-Sean Stevenson, I think he's going to be a key player in this rebuild that we have going on. But like I said, Coach Robinson, culture just doesn't come in a day. Coach Robinson has to recruit the guys that he wants and just, all in all, build that culture year by year. So we can't let him go yet.
Do you think that we're going to be able to keep hold of him? I mean, we just saw in football a lot of players leave, but hopefully we can keep a hold of him.
I hope so, but today's world of college sports, it's so NIL dominated and the transfer portal is so heavy, and it's hard to maintain people, guys that you think will stay or will go, and there's no more consistency in sports. It's hard to build a culture now. I don't know if it can happen, but I hope he can.
I really hope so too. But let's talk a little bit more about this Memphis game. I mean, they are maybe the best team we've played this season. I think they might be the best team in the American. And in the non-conference, we struggled versus these great teams. So, I mean, what do you see happening exactly? What are your score predictions for this game?
Honestly, I want to say, no bias aside.
No bias, let's try, you know.
I want to give it to UNT 71-67.
Do you think UNT is going to get the win?
I think Memphis is favored, but I do think UNT is going to get the win. Hopefully we can pack the pit and make some noise and build some momentum for our guys.
We definitely need to pack the pit.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope so. I don't know if I share your guys' confidence that we're going to win the game, but I really hope so. I hope to see you guys in the pit. That's all the time we have to talk about this. Next block, we will be talking about the Winter Olympics. Join me after this commercial break.
Flex to buy my favorite snacks.
I use Flex to get me through my mornings.
I use Flex at my favorite campus restaurants. I love how Flex is a cashless payment method and can be used at all campus dining venues.
So, how do you use Flex?
Has this ever happened to you?
My bike! My bike is gone!
Stolen bikes are an epidemic sweeping college campuses across America.
What am I supposed to do?
It's quite simple. The We Mean Green Fund has partnered with the UNT Police Department to offer free bike locks to any UNT student with a bike. Just show up with your bike in tow and ask.
Now I'll never lose my bike ever again.
Enough worrying. Get your bike lock today.
Hey.
Oh, hey.
What's up? Nothing much. I'm really bored. I feel like there's nothing to do.
Are you kidding? The MRTS picture show is happening.
The MRTS what?
Come with me.
Okay.
It's a series of free film screenings right here on campus. And there's free popcorn.
Nice. Thank you.
Hey, are you here for the premiere? Come take a sneak peek with us.
Stop. No.
Trust me, you don't want to miss this.
Welcome back to SportsZone. I'm your host, John Phillips, and I'm joined by Dominic Franks and Jacob Garcia as we talk about maybe the biggest sporting event in the world, the Winter Olympics. Let's just start off with who's impressed you the most so far in these games.
I can start off. Me personally, I've been really impressed by Amber Glenn. She came back like LeBron, 3-1 against I think it was Japan at the time, who was up, and she scored with 138.62 to get bronze as a single, and that helped the U.S. get gold overall. Her triple axel at the start was very tight, but by the end, she managed to actually get it back up, and she had amazing double axels in the middle of her performance.
Yeah, she said afterwards that she wasn't really happy and she didn't really get to enjoy the moment. But I'd say her performance still, it was pretty good, especially at the ending part.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot this year about like all the performances, especially when it comes to figure skating. You know, Ilya said the exact same thing, that, you know, they're so like tight and they can't enjoy the moment, and it's just really pressure.
But you couldn't tell watching, and I mean, who impressed you the most, Jacob?
It's got to be Ilya Milinen.
The quad god.
The quad god. He had, I think the moment that stole the show, from so far, it has to be that backflip he landed. First time in 50 years, a legal backflip was landed in an Olympic competition. He had 5 of his quad jumps, the quad god, and I was just super impressed with his performance. You know, obviously clinched gold. Japan still followed up with the performance after, but it was enough to secure it. And he actually said he was, you know, they asked him about the pressure and everything going in because this was going to be the one that was going to clinch the medal. He said he just wanted to go out there and have fun and just carefree. And he was a little shaky like towards the beginning, but he settled down, brought it in, and ended up coming through for the country.
And the country, I'd say, in figure skating came through entirely because so far we've had 2 different figure skaters mentioned, and I'm mentioning a third one. My most impressive athlete was Alyssa Liu. I mean, she came out of retirement for this Olympics, a former prodigy, and her program to Leve, It moved me. It was so good. I thought the entire figure skating team was really, really impressive. You know, Chalk and Bates, they were all really, really good. But I went with Alyssa Liu. But America in general, you know, we've gotten off to a pretty good start. We're third in the medal table right now with 2 gold medals. But I mean, Norway, 6 gold medals so far. I mean, they are definitely the favorites for this gold medal so far. Are there any other teams you think are going to compete for that gold medal?
I mean, all the Nordic countries are always going to be in there. Canada is always going to be in there. They're huge, like, you know, especially in hockey. We just beat them 5-0, so I don't know quite how they're going to be able to do this go around, but I mean, it's Canada, and it's the Winter Olympics, so you can't count them out.
I do think we have to talk about, though. I was watching that women's hockey game earlier, Canada versus the United States, the rivalry reignited, you know, and we blew them out. We demolished them. It wasn't even close. And Hannah Bilk, I mean, the assist she had, it was absurd. I mean, Jacob, what did you think about that performance?
I mean, you think of hockey, you think of Canada, and so this is obviously their kind of, I would say, home turf. You know, and we went in there, we just completely blew them out, which is just a huge win for the U.S. And you know, I think the men starts next week.
It starts next week against Latvia.
That one's going to be a lot of fun to watch. But just overall, I think just in my eyes, we went into their home arena, basically in their home, you know, home turf, home field, and we, with a performance like that, took the win. This is just awesome to see.
It was amazing. And men's hockey, you mentioned, is starting soon, and it's very interesting because this is the first Olympics since 2014 to allow NHL players. I mean, how do you guys think that's going to change up the atmosphere in the tournament in general?
I mean, they're pros for a reason. They get paid the big bucks because they're very good at hockey. They're the best in our country and past that. I mean, Canada obviously has teams. So, I mean, just getting that and being allowed to play in the Olympics at the very top of the world, and you can still be a pro, I mean, it's going to be really exciting. And even for the countries that, you know, don't have that pro representation, maybe this is a great stage for them to show that, hey, we're here too.
Jacob, you agree with that?
Definitely agree. It kind of reminds me of in France, you know, with the basketball, the NBA and all that. That was a great big debate. But I mean, I think it's great for the sport. I mean, you want just the best players that are going to representing the country to go out, and I think it's just the top of the top. So I love it. I think that it's a great decision.
I've always felt weird when the Olympics when a sport doesn't send their top representatives because it is the peak of sports. I mean, it only happens every 4 years for a reason. So I'm very glad that they are back.
Yeah, and I mean, even outside of hockey, on that same stage, I mean, with the skiing and stuff, you have these random sports that you're absolutely insane at. And just send the people out. Just send the stuff that you can and get those players on that pedestal and make other countries realize that you are still great at whatever sport it is.
Speaking of these smaller sports, you know, that we get people on the podium, let's talk about Breezy Johnson. You know, she got the gold medal in downhill alpine skiing. I mean, another gold for the United States. How are you guys feeling about that?
I was super impressed. You know, 4 years after she tore her ACL, meniscus, and cartilage, and then in 2022, you know, in training, she's had a lot of injuries, battled a lot of adversity. She pulled through with a time of 1:36.10. And that was just super impressive. And I think it's just inspiring all around, just athletes, just to never give up. You know what I mean? No matter, I mean, times, it's not always going to be smooth sailing. And no matter how hard times get, just keep battling. And she's the epitome of that.
Speaking of an American skier who embodies that never give up attitude, I think we sadly do have to talk about Lindsey Vonn. You know, she came out of retirement. She tore her ACL a week before the tournament, and then she skied on it. She said she was going to compete through it. And I think there was a lot of, you know, expectations, or not even expectations, but a lot of hype to see how she would do with the torn ACL. And sadly, she immediately broke her leg within 10 seconds. It was not great to see. But she said that her ACL had nothing to do with it. You know, she said that it was a separate incident, but you never love to see that. How'd you guys feel? I mean, just to compete, I'd say, embodies what you were saying, to always keep fighting, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, and it's sad in any sport. I mean, whatever you're doing, it's always very sad to, you know, that's your dream. Your dream is to go out there and be able to compete and do whatever you want to do. And crashing 10 seconds into your performance and then having to be skylifted isn't the best thing. But hopefully, next time around, she can actually perform and do what she needs to do.
And she said she doesn't regret it at all. She doesn't regret, you know, pushing through and competing. Like you said, she said the ACL had nothing to do with it, but she said standing at that starting gate was a feeling, unbelievable feeling that she'll never forget. And I just applaud that. I applaud going out there and competing, even with the adversity that she's facing.
Yeah, 41 years old, coming out of retirement, and then tearing your ACL. I feel like 99.9% of athletes give up immediately just to stand at that gate. Like you said, it's such a crazy moment. But let's talk about another U.S. team that did really well today, mixed curling. You know, they advanced. How do you guys feel about that curling team?
Yeah, so that curling team actually has a lot of stats. So that's the first ever time that the U.S. has medaled in curling, in mixed curling, sorry. And then the female for that team, Theus, is the first American woman to ever medal in Olympic curling.
Wow, you always love to see a first in the Olympics because it's been going on so long. You don't really see much of those, but I mean, this U.S., look at this curl right there. I mean, some of the shots I've seen them land on social media this week have just been absurd with what they've been doing.
And they just missed out on gold too. They fell 6-5 to the Swedish sibling pair. So it's not like, they had a great performance. So first time medaling silver, and they just fell out on gold. I think it's a performance to be proud of.
Definitely to be proud of. And I think that it's also getting a lot of eyes on curling. I've seen a lot of talk about curling that you don't usually see, and I think that's the charm of these Winter Olympics. You see a lot of love for sports you don't usually see. Are there any sports you guys want to, shout out a little bit, give a little love to in this moment?
When I was younger, I say younger.
a
couple years ago, I saw this video of snowboarding and like the cool jumps that they did. And I believe I don't remember his name at all, it was so long ago. But
the flying tomato, Shaun White?
Yeah, I think that might have been him. It was greatness. I mean, and just the things that these people can do in the air, even on snowboards, on skis, they perform miracles in the air.
They really do.
And there's there's an American great that we have to talk about this year with snowboarding, Chloe Kim, going for her 3rd straight gold in the snowboarding halfpipe. I mean, do you guys think she's going to get it done? Do you think she's going to win that 3rd straight?
I mean, if anyone can do it, put an American out there.
I love it. I love it. She's going to go back to back to back. I love it.
I hope so. What about you, Jacob? Any sports you want to give a little shout out to?
Luge, actually. I didn't really know much about it, no lie, before the Olympics, and I watched Ashley Farquharson, I hope I said her name right, Farquharson, but she got bronze, and she's the 3rd American to win a medal in the sport. And watching it was just really, it's insane how fast they're going. Just straight, their body and the position that they are. It was just really a spectacle to see, and I really enjoyed watching that. I'm going to keep an eye on it now going forward.
All those sports, the skeleton, the luge, the bobsled, they're all really crazy to watch. And one of those sports has a UNT representative. I don't know if you guys know, but Kelly Delka, she's representing Puerto Rico, and she went to UNT, and she's competing in, I believe, skeleton. Okay. So, I mean, it's always nice to see some UNT representation up there, even if they aren't, representing America. But, I mean, so Norway right now is out to a commanding lead, 6 medals. I mean, do you think that anyone could catch them, or do you think it's already too insurmountable of a lead?
Personally, I think Norway's just going to take it.
Yeah.
The Winter Olympics, that's Norway's bread and butter. I hope the U.S. can at least finish top 3. There's still a lot of games to be played, but I think Norway's the clear favorite. They're going to keep their dominance, and they're going to have the most gold medals again.
That's fair. A country that got off to a hot start and isn't even up on the leaderboard anymore, Italy. They were leading early on. They had 9 total medals coming into Monday. I mean, do you think that they're going to be able to get back onto that podium, or do you think that they're kind of stuck, falling off now?
I mean, the Olympics are nowhere near over. I mean, we just started.
A lot of ball to be played.
There's still a lot of ball, a lot of puck, a lot of luge.
a lot of every event.
So, I mean, there's no country that you can count out unless they're genuinely eliminated by now.
You can count out Puerto Rico, maybe.
Yeah. But, Japan was top 5 beforehand. They got counted out, but they can rise back up. I mean, you got time. There's nothing that can't be done by now.
I mean, it's just crazy to me how out of 12 medals that Norway has, half of them are golds. That's just insane.
That's efficiency.
That is efficiency.
That's efficiency. You're winning, you're not doing anything.
Yes, that is efficiency. So, as I said, I believe Norway is going to top the gold medal charts again, and the medal just count in general. So
I think that's probably a pretty good guess. But let's talk about some storylines at the event. One that I want to highlight is the Slovenian ski jumpers. There's a female and a male, brother-sister duo for Slovenia, both competing in ski jump, the pre-vax. I mean, how would you feel competing with a family member at that big a stage? I mean, that's crazy.
Well, I mean, me and my brother played sports, but we definitely weren't at the Olympic stage, so...
Oh, really? I thought you were an Olympic level athlete.
Yeah, not quite there.
That has to be a feeling that's just unmatched. Just with a relative, that has to be.
It's so insane. I mean, that's a connection and that's a memory that you will never, ever, get out of.
It's a gold medal feeling,
For sure.
But we will watch the rest of the Olympics with great interest. I'm really excited for hockey, especially, I'd say, is my most look forward to. But that is all the time we have for this. This has been the first Sports Zone of the semester. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been your host, John Phillips. Tune in on Thursdays for Steven Lucero, and join us next week. Have a great day.